Hi cutie pies, I wanted to talk to you about the feeling of home and the feeling of belonging that we all search for a lot of our lives, and some of us find it quicker than others and some of us never find it, and some of us, I'll include myself in this one, come to the realization that home isn't something that I can find. It is something that I make and create, and the sentiment and the feeling of the sense of belonging is something that is and will always be with me. In my 28 years of life, I have moved 15 or 16 times, and some of that happened 2 to 3 times in the same year. And in that, I have learned that every time, and the reason I talk about this is I'm moving again, is as I have this little board, this little thing that says home with a heart, and I've hung that up in so many different places and told myself, okay, this is it, this is home. And it is really now that I'm realizing, like, you know, you've hung this up in so many places wanting this place to be the one, the home, and you've still found purpose and belonging in the new places that you've been and the places that you've settled into, whether you could stay longer term or not, or did stay long term or not. And that just showed me, I actually for the first time took it and put it in the box of things I'm not bringing with me to the next place. Because home isn't in a little board, home isn't in a place. It's not necessarily in a person or an institution or a thing or an accomplishment. It's within yourself. And I have enough self-trust and confidence to do it over and over again if I need to, and to be okay with wherever I am. There is a quote, and I can't remember who it's from. I was gifted a book that was called this. I believe this was the title of it. Wherever you go, there you are. And it really is that. It really is the fact that everywhere I go, even though I want that feeling of this is home, once I get there, and I've had places I've stayed way longer than others and that I've loved, and there's come a time where I was like, okay, it's time to go. I have to go for this, either work, school, obligations, or, you know, just change of scenery or pace or whatever it is. And each time the new place has brought me immense growth and more self-confidence and trust that I could ever even imagine would have come if I had stayed in that one place. So that feeling of home that you are looking for, you really do have to just look within and tell yourself, it's here. It's wherever I am. It's wherever I go. It is not in a person. It is not in a institution, in a job. And a lot of people stay in places for way longer than they should because of that, because they feel like, well, this is home, this is the person I've been with for 30 years, but they're miserable, right? And something that I have come really intimate with as a feeling with myself is I really deeply understand and know when I'm not happy somewhere, and not just somewhere. Sometimes it's like I'm still in that place, but it could be somewhere, can be unhappy with a group of people or a relationship or friendship or a job, and maybe I'm super happy in where I'm living, but those things aren't working. Or, you know, like I have come to be so close with myself when it comes to that feeling of knowing, okay, this, I'm not good. I don't like this. I'm not feeling good here. I'm miserable in this, for this situation or this relationship or whatever. And it's like a little alarm bell that rings and I go, nope. And then I change it, right? I don't let things fester for a very long time anymore, at least when I was younger, maybe, you know, you're developing the skill. But I really do move on really quickly because there's so little time in this lifetime, and you have to know that those years will pass you by. You will look back and tell yourself, oh, I stayed really long in this, or or, you know, I wish I would have known, or I would have done this differently at the time. And when you've had enough of those experiences, you're like, wait a sec, okay, now I'm gonna know a little sooner. And for me, that can be a place, a neighborhood, a dynamic. It can be a job. If I'm unhappy and miserable in a job, I know for a fact that, you know, I don't need to stay there. I can be somewhere else. I've quit jobs many times, and I've had great references from them, but I still quit them because I knew that they weren't fulfilling me anymore and it was my time to go. And most of the time people are like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? Oh my gosh, and that. And I'm like, I just did. And I knew that I could catch myself no matter where I end up falling. Because if you have utter confidence that no matter what, no matter whether your scenery is changing up or not, and you're looking for that sense of stability everywhere, if you don't cultivate it within yourself, you will be chasing it forever. And you won't trust that when things aren't good for you, you can remove yourself from them. You can find something else, because that source of groundedness is you. You're the anchor, right? You're the home. You're the home base. And it feels really nice to say that, because I just think that that was something I looked for such a long time. And I really do feel like now I know that it's me. And I wish that for everyone, really, because I watch people struggle with situations that I can see from the outside that it would only take a simple decision to exit. But I know from the inside of myself that it is harder often than just that simple decision. But if you become really close with yourself and you really understand those feelings that arise, like, I'm feeling dread towards this. I'm feeling, okay, that's not good. That's not a good sign, you know? Find a way out or do something that'll put you in a situation where you do have options, because you always have options. You always have options to restart. You can start again and again and again and again and again every single day or every moment or hour, and you can really become more aware of when the emotion of misery, if you will, or dread or discomfort, and I'm not talking the good kind of discomfort, like this, filming videos like this can feel very uncomfortable, you know, that's discomfort, but it's not a bad discomfort because I'm pushing my confidence muscle, if you will, or just my public speaking capacity. But and discomfort that's good as well could be like trying a new sport, trying a new hobby, that kind of thing. But when you're really uncomfortable somewhere and you know that this isn't reflective of who you feel that you are and that you want to be, that's when you need to, that alarm bell has to ring as loud as you can possibly make it ring, or at least get quiet enough to hear it. So follow me on Only My Own Validation on Instagram, and Tiana Megan on TikTok, and I'm gonna be posting here every day or every other, sometimes I miss a day and there'll be every other day, but I'm here and I'm posting and I'm showing up, and I'll see you soon.